Let's hear some bullshit.
That is the basis of Marxism, communism, socialism.
Psychoism. Here comes Maggot Mike, Trump's lapdog, with all his isms. I just love the right wing and their one-liners and their isms. Socialism, communism, Marxism. Well, there is one ism that counts. Fascism, which is them. Fascism. Sold under the guise of capitalism. So there's your isms. But quit with this bullshit. We're going to hear more from Maggot Mike, see what he's got to say with his fear bullshit.
See, Marxism, communism, socialism begin with the premise that there is no God.
We're all God, Mike, not some maggot playing a harp in the clouds.
And there's a whole different set of implications that follow that. Because if there is no God, it means all that thing about everybody having inestimable dignity and value doesn't apply anymore, right? In fact, you don't have any individual dignity or liberty or value that's inherent. You're just another social animal. You're just part of the herd. By the way, that is the basis of socialism, okay? And you know what happens to the social animals in the herd? They got to be directed, controlled, corralled.
That's funny, Maggot Mike. That sounds like the church. That sounds like the religious bullshit doctrine you fall into. Corral everybody to be part of just the herd. Well, you're describing yourself and your constituents and your daddy Trump very well, how they are. Take a look in the mirror there, con man Mike, because that's exactly how you are.
They may provide for them a little bit, give them some free stuff, but they're certainly going to take away their freedom.
Here, Mike, since you like isms so much, I'll give you one. That's exactly what fascism does, what the fascist party that you're a part of does, Mike. Take away freedoms, take away free speech. That's what they do. Yeah, freedom's great for you, as long as that pertains to only wealthy white people, people that aren't minorities, people that don't have a different religious belief than you, people that don't have different views than you do, Mike. Well, I forgot women in general. As long as it doesn't pertain to anybody there I mentioned, yeah, you're great with freedom, Mike. Oh, somebody that has a different sexual orientation than you do, although I'm very suspect about your orientation, Mike, your closet orientation, you and the rest of your Republican parties that are so homophobic there, Mike. Yeah, then freedom's great for you.
And ultimately, it leads to death. I told the students with their eyes getting a little wider, I said, let me tell you something, this idea of socialism, it's a Marxist idea. Marxism has led to the murder of tens of millions of innocent people in the 20th century alone. It is a trail to death, and I'm here to tell you it's wrong because it begins with the wrong premise. You cannot reject the founding ideal, the creed of America, and be able to defend your freedom.
Oh, and you and Trump have the right premise there, Maggot Mike? Really? What's that, Mike? Suppressing everybody except for a white guy who's upper middle class to wealthy? Is that it, Mike? And the founding ideals, what, like slavery and shit like that, Mike?
The question was, can you list the specifics of what the request is for the Pentagon? We've seen it's over $350 billion as a request, and some of this is transformational kind of funding that will help us change the dynamic of the Department of War and make it more efficient and effective. It's already the greatest fighting force on the planet, not even close, but there are some ideas, a real vision on how to improve that even further.
Oh, because you're not a Republican warmonger, Mike.
Effectively double the funding for national defense. Look, we live in dangerous times. We're fighting communism on our own shores, and we're fighting evil terrorists and tyrants around the world. And we have to be able to protect our national security. So this is not the place to get into the details of that.
Of course it's not, Mike. It's not time to get into the details of that, of the ists and the isms and all these stupid-ass catchphrases you whip out. Where's the deep state, Mike? Oh, you're the deep state. I forgot. You're the lapdog of the deep state, you and Trump. Now we're going to hear from Lion Ted.
Socialist is not even the right term. These DSA radicals are communists. They're open Marxists. They're calling for ripping up the Constitution. They're calling for abolishing the United States Senate. They're calling for the House of Representatives to appoint the President and the Supreme Court.
Really, Lion Ted? Because that's exactly what your side's trying to do. Get rid of the Constitution and all that bullshit. And we only want to expand the Supreme Court there, Ted, so you don't have a stranglehold on the majority anymore. When I say majority, I mean the majority of the population, not the majority of the Supreme Court. But let's hear some more bullshit lies and fucking fear-based paranoia from Lion Ted.
They are calling for property confiscation. They are calling for government ownership of companies and taking over the economy.
Oh, confiscation, Ted? Like your property created confiscation laws for people growing marijuana and shit back in the day under Reagan and Nixon? Your party, yours and Donald's party, the Republicans. Yeah, Ted, we want to get rid of fascism. That's why we want corporations in the hands of the people and shit like that, so there's oversight. Not like fascism, like where they have no control over what these big companies put out and say to the people. Is that it, Lion Ted? Is that what it is? No oversight over anything they're lying, Ted? Is that what it is? Hey, you're the party that had corporations declared individuals and given them the same rights as individuals. That's what your Supreme Court did, Ted. Your Republican Supreme Court did that, Ted.
The United States doesn't want to be a communist country. We're never going to be a communist country, and we're not going to allow communist influences to undermine our politics or our society.
Oh, really, little Marco? Like your president and your fascism ideas undermining our country? Like that, little Marco? Like you and your Big Daddy Trumps? Racist, bigoted, intolerant philosophies and undermine the country there, little Marco? And I emphasize little in every way possible.
Everybody's worried about their lives. What do they ask for? They ask for socialism. They say, hey, government, big government, I need you. I need your help. Oh my God, the government's got to give money to protect people's lives. Well, that's true. That's why we're for Medicare for all, because if it's your life on the line, it doesn't matter if it's cancer or stroke, etc. Your life's on the line either way. And that's why Medicare for all would be the government helping you to do that. And by the way, it's less expensive.
Not to mention, you know what? It would cut back on taxes even for all you greedy people that are tired of paying all those taxes, which is mostly wealthy people. Cutting out all that red tape and shit at the expense that has to come back to the taxpayers anyway for people that can't afford health care that go into the emergency. It's no wonder mostly white, ignorant people in America vote against their own best interest decade after decade after decade. I mean, just take a look and listen to who we're dealing with here.
And I love President Trump, and anything he says to do, I do.
Anything he says to do, you will do?
I will.
Literally anything?
Him and Jesus, yes.
Okay.
Those are my two top guys.
If he told you that an election was stolen, would you believe him?
Yes.
Okay. If he told you that his political enemies deserve to get arrested, would you believe him?
Yes!
If he told you that all Democrats are scum, would you believe him?
Yes, Democrats.
Democrats.
Yeah.
That's his phrase. You're saying it as well.
Yeah. I watch everything he does. I watch it all day long.
You would literally do anything he told you?
Yes. I want to volunteer. I want to be a nurse for him. You
want to be a nurse for him?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, he needs a nurse.
change his bedpan?
Yes. No problem.
You'd have no problem changing Trump's bedpan?
No, he doesn't need it, but when he does, I'll be there. And you don't have to pay me. You
do change his bedpan for free?
Yes.
Sounds like a pissy situation. I have no doubt she would. But let's hear from Maggot Mike again.
They don't want prisons. It's in their platform. They want to remove the carceral state, they said. No prisons.
That's right, Maggot Mike. We want to get rid of the industrial prison complex that you support, fuckface. Prisons are for people like you until you can be reprogrammed and play nice.
They don't want to fund the police. This is not a game. Everybody needs to understand. These crazy little mini Mamdanis who are popping up all around the country, they are a danger to you and your family.
No, Maggot Breath, you're the danger. The people like you and Trump represent are the real danger to America. Nobody wants to get rid of the police, Mike, just the bad ones. You see, Mike, we'd rather see funding going to Head Start programs and putting food in kids' bellies. Unlike your party that constantly cuts Head Start programs, school lunch programs, after-school programs. You care a lot about the child, Mike, until it's no longer a blood clot inside the body. Then once it's born, you could give a fuck less. Birds of a feather, two famous Republicans, both scumbag, but both two of Maggot Mike's idols. Let's look at another anti-socialism paranoid nut.
And now, and we're in that same bullshit place now where all these new ideas, suddenly the Democrats are, these democratic socialists, they're crazy. And you're like, well, but that, generally their crazy ideas aren't where the energy is. The energy isn't around like, we shouldn't have prisons or borders. The energy is around a belief that they're economic populism. And when you call it socialism, I think it's a misnomer. Like in the same way that if you call Social Security socialism, that's kind of a misnomer. It's about strengthening a safety net for a country that has suffered too long overvaluing capital and money and undervaluing labor and work. That's all. That's it.
Goddamn right, that's a misnomer. Again, with these stupid fucking catchphrases like I'm sure that Trump Republican apologist was going to go into, that Jon Stewart was talking to right there.
Did Trump just say that they want to restart the war on Christians and the church?
They want to restart the war on Christians and churches. And as you saw with the communists elected in New York City recently, they're communists, they're not social democrats. They want to completely destroy the traditional American way of life. Communism is very easy to sell.
Oh, really? Sort of like your Bible, right? Sort of like your bullshit Bible is easy to sell to the idiots that worship and hang on every word you say. The war against the church? Yeah. You mean the war the church has declared on regular folks? Okay, sure, Trump. I don't have a problem with the church. We just want them to stay the fuck out of everybody's business.
Get down! This is
Be careful, guys. Here comes 5-0.